we're excited to share our thinking about the factors that help companies succeed using their data. What matters the most for their success? We believe subsurface teams have the greatest potential to drive value from data. If you take a group of skilled subsurface people and give them modern tools to learn from their data, you can unlock value in ways you wouldn't think possible. You get them to achieve incredible results. But if the value is so great, why are we often frustrated working with reservoir models? Why so many delays, and why is it so difficult to incorporate new data into our models so we can learn more about our reservoir? That's the challenge we wanted to solve. We wanted to find out what is preventing us from driving as much value from subsurface data as we know we can, and what could be done about it. One place we can learn from is the software industry. The software industry has transformed itself in the last 20 years. When I started with software in the early 90s, we worked in a waterfall process in which analysts gather user requirements and then pass them over to designers to create a logical design for the system, and pass it over to system analysts to create physical design, and then over to developers to write code, and over to testers to test the code, and so on, until we could release some software in the end that could potentially create some value for the users. It was a difficult period with a lot of frustration, a lot of delays. And it was very difficult to integrate new data and new information into the process. If a user had a new requirement and we were already testing the code, too bad. It was often impossible to incorporate that into the final product. But over the last 20 years, the software industry has been through a radical transformation. First from waterfall to agile, and then beyond agile to what we have today. A continuous process where all disciplines, from design to operations, are closely integrated into a continual learning, continuous delivery process. This evolution provides the inspiration for the great opportunity that the oil and gas industry has right now to embark in a cultural change that can completely transform the way we use data and subsurface work, today and in the future. So what can we in oil and gas learn from the successes and failures of the software industry that can help us succeed with our own transformation? We believe we can look at 4 factors. Number 1, truly eliminate organizational silos. Have the entire team, all the disciplines working together, not only with the same software, but working together on the same modeling workflow at the same time. Number 2, implement and test gradual changes to the modeling workflow. Avoid doing a lot of work without incorporating it into the framework and testing against all the available data. Number 3, leverage automation. For this to work, we need an automated environment where every idea, every new concept, and every new piece of data can be quickly integrated and tested so that the team can always be learning. And finally, when it works, scale it out. Make standardization a priority. When you first succeed with continual learning, scale it out to the whole organization so it can really create value across the whole portfolio. Over the last 10 years, we at Resoptima have worked with more than 100 asset teams all over the world, from brown fields with 20 years of production and hundreds of wells to green fields with only DST data, offshore, onshore, in all parts of the world. And what we've learned is that this concept is universal, and with the right tools, the right skills, and the right culture, you can scale it out everywhere. The key to success with continual learning is to establish an end-to-end open and automated modeling workflow where the team can use all their data, both static and dynamic, refine their concepts, define their ranges, QC and curate all the data, and then assimilate it all in one step so that they can quickly create their ensembles of models. At the same time, you want this framework to have the necessary analytics tools for the team to understand the results of their modeling, measure the predictability of these models, and explore business decision opportunities, well placement, drainage strategy, forecasting water breakthrough, and so on. And this will all happen in one open and orchestrated environment. To deliver this transformation, we need a new organizational culture, and we need technology. For the past 10 years, Resoptima have synthesized over 30 years of collective research on ensemble-based modeling to deliver the technologies to help our clients achieve these goals. These algorithms look at both the static and dynamic data simultaneously, breaking down the model calibration into millions of individual problems, where changes occur locally and only when strongly supported by data. In this way, we can ensure that uncertainties are not reduced unless the data calls for it, and uncertainties are propagated forward to where they may impact business decisions. During these 10 years, we have deployed these technologies with 25 oil companies in 12 countries, and these teams can now spend their time and their knowledge analyzing the models, testing out new hypotheses, looking for new value-creating opportunities, and most importantly, quickly adapting when new data call for a change in their understanding of the reservoir. In summary, I would say we have seen how technologies like this can be reused again and again to scale out to multiple asset teams in multiple parts of the world. But to succeed, we need a cultural change. We don't believe that we'll ever get to the point where you won't need a geologist, a geophysicist, a reservoir engineer, and a petroleum engineer sitting around a table and ranking alternatives for a decision. But the companies that will win are the ones that can establish an environment for continual learning and go fast from data to that discussion table. Thank you very much for your time.